Welcome back to the Morning Blend. There's nothing pretty about trash and litter. It is especially bad in the spring, after the snow melts and then you can see it all there. Well, thankfully, an army of volunteers will mobilize this Saturday at more than 50 locations in the Milwaukee River watershed to clean it all up. Tons of trash, which will, allow Mother Nature's beauty to finally shine through.
It's true. This is not someone else's treasure. This is truly trash. Cheryl Nen is a riverkeeper with Milwaukee Riverkeeper, a group that's been organizing cleanups for 19 years.
Yep, 19 years.
Good to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so being a riverkeeper, this is something that a lot of people can join you in this effort and be a part of, as we mentioned, this Saturday. Right. What's your guys' mission? What do you guys do? Is it clean up all the waterways?
Yeah, so we're a nonprofit organization, and we were started in 1995, and our mission really is to protect water quality and wildlife habitat in our 3 local rivers, so the Milwaukee, the Menominee, and the Kinnickinnic River. And we also do a lot of advocacy around Lake Michigan issues as well. But our goal is really to get the rivers back to a point where they're clean and fishable, swimmable, and drinkable for everybody.
Mm-hmm. It's just so weird because I think there's so much information out there about not littering, and I really feel like I don't see people doing it that much anymore.
Right.
But I mean, it's still every year you've got tons of trash to clean up.
There is, and I think some of it does, I think in some cases it is somebody throwing something into the river, but what's the more likely scenario is, all of the trash that ends up on the streets, and I think a lot of people don't realize this, generally makes its way to one of the rivers through the storm drain systems. Mm-hmm. There is a small part of downtown Milwaukee where everything, basically all the wastewater goes to MMSD or the sewage district, but in most of the Milwaukee River Basin, if there are bottles on the street or, paper, other trash that's on the street, which there's a lot of it right now as after the snow is melted. A lot of that is close to the river as that storm drain that's in front of your house or in front of your business, and all of those storm drains are connected right to the river.
So what's the general state of our waterways right now here locally?
I think that we have come a really far way. We've done a lot of water quality improvements, and over the last few decades, a lot of the things that we look for health, like temperature and oxygen, are doing pretty well. Although we still do have some challenges. We have a lot of really old failing sewer pipes that are still discharging too much bacteria to the waterways that we're trying to find and fix those problems. And we still have a lot of nutrients from fertilizers that are causing a lot of unsightly algae, not only in the rivers, but also that people see along the lake in the summer when we're out on the beaches. And, we have a lot of sediment and trash as well still coming in from what we call stormwater runoff. So that's basically that rain or that snow melt that just washes off our properties and our houses and our farms and brings in, a lot of pollutants and soil and pesticides and oil and grease and things like that into the rivers.
Here's the most important question. What is some of the weirdest stuff you've pulled up from rivers in our area?
We have pulled out a lot of weird stuff. We have pulled out, well, in some cases like historic plows and old wagon wheels and really neat things that have found their way into historical societies. One year we found a file, it was like a file drawer full of files, and it apparently led to an arrest, I think somewhere in the Mequon-Thiensville area.
That's wild.
We found somebody one year who had been driving his, mountain bike and had a really horrible accident and was basically passed out. And in a very pretty remote area of the Menominee River, and the volunteers there, I think, probably saved his life, called the ambulance, and had them come and save him, and they fixed his bike for him and kept it for him until he got out of the hospital. So, but we found weird African masks. We found very scary looking dolls that have been in the river a little too long.
The blinky-eyed ones.
They're always blinky-eyed and scary, and lots of just weird things. But mostly what we find: shopping carts, parking meters, a lot of
shopping carts.
Yes, a lot of shopping carts.
That doesn't get down a sewer drain.
Couldn't put it in that rack, could you?
And I think that is something that maybe is thrown into the waterways by the kids. There was a Kmart that closed a few years ago on the south side, and I think there's about 30 or 40 shopping carts that made their way into the river.
Oh my gosh.
There's a whole island on the Kinnickinnic River that's kind of downstream of Chase, which I'm pretty convinced is built on shopping carts. I call it Shopping Cart Island. But I mean, every year we come and we pull a few loose, but there's a few that, are it seems like they're under several feet of soil and they're not really budging. So,
wild.
We find a lot of interesting stuff.
I bet.
It's great. Well, you can come out and help clean up the waterways, see what you find. Maybe some sort of, unique little mystery of its own. Here's the information so you can head out on Saturday and take part in cleaning up our spring river cleanup. It's, again, Saturday from 9 to noon. There's over 50 locations. You can find them out by going to the website on your screen, MilwaukeeRiverkeeper.org, or calling the phone number there as well for more information.
Give her a bag because she can put crazy stuff in there from the river.
Probably too small, sadly, but yes, I will use it.
For a shopping cart, yeah.
As dirty as it gets, you'll still find it.
Yes, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Cheryl.